Hey guys, happy 2019. I hope 2019 is great for you. I hope it's better than 2018, but I hope 2018 was pretty good too. Today I'm going to be covering the top 10 games that are being delivered in 2019. That's right, the games we're actually going to be able to get, unbox, play with, paint, and enjoy. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also excited because it's my birthday today. So, the cake's not a lie, and I'm going to have cake right after this. Okay, alright. I'm sorry to rub cake in your face like that. I hope you get to have some cake too. Have some cake and say, hey, it's King of Average's birthday, I'm gonna have some cake. By all means do that. But today, right now, we're actually gonna go through my top 10 games that I'm looking forward to receiving. It's not gonna be the same top 10 list that I've been doing before. Now, maybe you can guess some of the top 5, but actually the top 5 are probably... There's at least several in there I haven't even, mentioned in these recent videos, so be on the lookout for that. Pretty excited to share those with you. Starting with number 10, we have Zombicide Invader by Cool Mini or Not. I'm super stoked for this. I only have one Zombicide that I actually own, and that's Rue Morgue, which is the third one they did, I believe? It's old. It's old. But I've played tons of Green Horde and Black Plague, just a lot of it. And I played the first Zombicide as well, the very first one where the roller skate chick was overpowered. And I really like the game system. I'm a huge fan of Zombicide. It gets to the table a ton. Lots of people enjoy it, so I can play it with my friends, I can play it with my family, I can play it with my kids. And the streamlining they did for the Zombicide Invader has me very excited. And because I haven't backed a Zombicide in a while, it's going to be a big jump for me from Rue Morgue, which is actually pretty good. Sometimes I think people can back too many versions of Zombicide and they get a little burnt out on it, but not for me. If nothing else, just get a major one in this. So this will be the sci-fi one. I'm excited about that. The Kickstarter exclusives, by the way, are really, really cool. I nerd out, and so I'm really excited to get that. So that's Zombicide Invader by Cool Mini or Not. Next, we have number 9. Number 9 is going to be Claustrophobia 1643. I'm really pumped for this game. The gameplay itself seems super streamlined, which I like. In fact, they even went out of their way to reduce the amount of powers that the bad guy has, the bad guy player has. And I'm a big fan of that. Trim the fat. Trim the meat that's not as good as the other meat and fat, and just leave my filet mignon. Right? That's what I want. I don't want a buffet for my board games. I want the best, most delicate game mechanics that just mesh together, and you can tell I'm hungry here, and just work, right? So I want it streamlined, I want it simplified, and I want it to be super fun and super just addicting to play, and I'm really excited about that. It's a 2-player game, but my wife plays a lot of board games, so I'm going to get this to the table quite often. She's interested in it. The theme looks cool. The minis are awesome. I've already painted some of them, and they are great. So, really looking forward to that. That's Claustrophobia 1643 by Monolith. Now we're at number 8. Number 8 is Street Fighter's The Miniatures game by Jasco Games. This one I bet you didn't see coming, but I'm super stoked for it. As a video game fan myself, I like the IP. The miniatures look amazing. Angry Joe really went all out in these miniatures. Now, they're already painted, but I have enough painting to last me a lifetime already, plus all these other games I'm going to mention, so I'm not going to dock it for that. And they have these cool translucent effects for the powers and stuff. It looks really cool. I like the card combat. I've always been a fan of card and miniature combat together. It's one of the reasons why I like Blood Rage so much, because it's your miniatures and what they are and where they are located, plus cards. And so I'm really a fan of that. So very much looking forward to that game once it comes out. And there's a ton of content out there already. Plus, next is Mortal Kombat, and then Dragon Ball Z. So the Dragon Ball Z is an instant back anyway. Mortal Kombat's awesome, and so I'm just super excited for that. Number 7 is Mythic Battles Pantheon 1.5 by Monolith. I'm super stoked for this. I already have a ton of Mythic Battles Pantheon stuff, and the theme is great. I love Greek mythology. I just got done playing God of War, by the way. I got it for Christmas. Awesome video game, but it's really got me pumped for not only Mythic Battles Pantheon, but Mythic Battles Ragnarok that's coming next, because I'm a huger Norse mythology fan, and then my wife loves Egyptian stuff. Regardless to say, I'm gonna have a whole bookcase dedicated to this game by the time they're done with it, but super excited to play it and enjoy it and actually use those cool miniatures that I already have. Number 6 is Deep Madness by Dimension Games. Look, so it's essentially a hard Zombicide. If I could just word it like that, it'd be done. I really enjoy challenging games. I'm very big on, especially when it is a challenging game, but it's all co-op, so everybody's working together to make the optimal move. You don't feel bad about being like the general in the game board group where you're like telling other people, oh, this is optimal move, you should move here and go do that. You don't feel bad about that. You're all working together, just trying to pass the game. It sounds awesome. The miniatures look cool. The art is awesome. The theme's great. The lore is awesome. What's not to like? I'm super stoked for this. And I kind of bought pretty much almost all of it. Alright, this brings us to our number 5. We are at the top 5 here. And number 5, I'm gonna round it out with Arena the Contest by Dragory Games. Now this Kickstarter didn't get nearly as much love as I thought it should, but keep on a lookout for Dragory Games because what they did here looks great, and so whatever they're gonna do in the future is just gonna be awesome, almost guaranteed. So, Arena the Contest they have a ton of unique miniatures and unique sculpts that I can paint that look really, really great, but it has so much content. There is a huge campaign mode, and the campaign is like, you're like solving puzzles and riddles, and you might miss some of those, or you might not, or you might stumble across something, or you have to like pick out an action you do, so like maybe you're escaping from like a castle or something, and then some of the bad guys see you, but it's like the orc wives and children, so it's like, what do? Do you just like attack them? Do you just slip away hoping they won't tell anybody? So you make the decision and then the consequences happen afterwards. So you can play it multiple times. It has a PvP mode. It has like these boss modes where you're fighting these giant dragons. It has a huge dragon miniature. I'm talking fast because I'm excited. It's my number 5 for a reason. Super stoked for that game. Number 4. Number 4 has to be Limbo Miniatures, Limbo Eternal War. Limbo Miniatures makes some amazing miniatures. They've been doing these resin miniatures already. By the time they got to Eternal War on Kickstarter, they even had like production plastic samples already set, and you could see those in the molds and all that. So they look awesome. The sculpt design is fantastic. Now, I don't want to say his name because I'm going to butcher it, but in the description below, I'm actually going to link to his Facebook so you can see the sculptor and all the amazing stuff he does. He is amazing. And Limbo Miniatures is doing great work with him in the Eternal War line, and I'm super stoked for it. The game looks really interesting. Again, it has those cards that I like, where you have the Divinity cards. It has a shared resource that's very interesting, where like it's a spin resource, you have to give it to your opponent and vice versa, so you kind of have to weigh whether or not you want to do the special moves or not. It seems really, really fascinating, and what they're doing in the future with all the factions and stuff just has me even more pumped for it. Super excited to get that for both miniature painting and gameplay. Alright, we're rounding it out. Number 3 is Hate by Cool Mini or Not. Hate is pretty much a dream come true when it comes to both a miniature painter and somebody who likes different ways to play skirmish games. So a lot of skirmish games, they all kind of play the same. You might have units that have different weapons, or that move differently, or their stats are different, but that doesn't mean it actually plays different. But with Hate, not only do you have like the village kind of upkeep that like Kingdom Death Monster has, or that kind of stuff, which is always really cool because you can like customize stuff and upgrade units and unlock a new building and stuff like that. But the tribes themselves play so different. Like I mention all the time how the undead people like have these like AOE moves or area of effect moves around the like trees and stuff. So you can attack everybody around a tree, and they just sound really cool. Plus you can like pick up people and like take them off and say, no, I got that guy now, you got a new person, or I gave him a wound and so he's got like these scars, and really cool concepts, really undervalued gameplay I feel there, and the amount of miniatures that you look unique and that look exciting, just the theme's awesome, the game's awesome, super excited for that. Number 2, this might surprise those who aren't on my Discord from Patreon, but for any of those, they should have seen this at number 1 or number 2. Chronicle X by Archon Studios. Now, I don't say enough good things about this game. It doesn't quite make it into my list, but for my upcoming anticipation, it's number 2. I'm super stoked for it. It's essentially what XCOM the board game should have been. It has amazing miniatures, which is the given by Archon Studio. They do fantastic, amazing miniatures. Some of the best I've ever seen. Easily top 3, without even thinking about it. Easy. So great miniatures, tons and tons of unique sculpt. It's going to come in a foam insert, so it's all protected when I paint it. That's awesome. But the gameplay, like I said, it's like XCOM. So you're going in and you're building up your base and your people, and you're fighting off the aliens, and the aliens are doing stuff, and they've added more campaign stuff to it, and it just looks awesome. I love the theme. I love the concept. The gameplay seems cool. I love XCOM and really any of those kind of turn-based games like that where you're positioning things. So super stoked for that game. And now my number 1. You should have seen this coming. Batman Gotham City Chronicles by Monolith. Of course this is my number one. It's Batman. I love Batman. Batman instantly wins anything, right? Isn't that kind of the rule? I mean, he's a rich guy that can punch. No, just the amount of deep cuts that Monolith did in this was super impressive. The fact that not only do they have a Bat-Cow miniature, but that there's a scenario using Bat-Cow, where Bat-Cow's like saving Catwoman or something like that. That's crazy. Who would have thought in their wildest dreams we'd have a miniature board game with Bat-Cow that's actually in the story? Like, that's crazy. So I love the game system of Conan. They're doing much better when it comes to using the Kickstarter exclusive models. Like I said, even Bat-Cow has one. There's like 21 plus scenarios in all the game, and it's a dream come true. Tons of unique sculpts, great miniature quality, great miniature design, great gameplay mechanics. Some of the best I've played. It's based off the Conan, where you have like the river system and the tiles and the gems, and you can use the gems to do different stuff, but you want to keep some because they're also kind of your health, and just all around awesome game. Looking so forward to it. That is Batman Gotham City Chronicles by Monolith, my number one game. Okay, alright, well, I'm out of breath, and you're probably tired of hearing me, and I'm ready for some cake. So, let's go ahead and wrap up this video. Let me know if you were surprised by anything, and let me know what your list would be down below. I'm interested to see what you guys are interested in getting, because if we align at all, then that means that maybe I'll make a lot more video content on that so we can kind of share in that experience. Now you know what I'm looking forward to. I'd love to hear what you're looking forward to. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, and I will talk to you soon.